Good morning, Victoria, and it's February 19th, 2014, and I have content! Actual content! Heard it. My first word of advice on your last video is you made the comment that you were going to do a fast today. Just be really careful about that, especially because you aren't eating anything or drinking anything. You're going to feel tired today and you might even feel nauseous. Just be careful what you do and how you do it, because fasting, when done in the right ways, very good and even cleansing once in a while for the body, but can also be very dangerous. Don't do anything like hugely strenuous today, and that's to anybody who is considering fasting. I know that Lent is coming up around the corner, and so for those of you who are like, I'm gonna give up something for Lent, if it's like I'm gonna fast during the day, then be really careful about that. Still take in a lot of water, because that's what your body needs, and you can end up really damaging your body otherwise. So there's that. Just be safe. We don't want anything to happen to you. I'm glad you got into the swing dancing. It sounds really fun, and I hope you had a lot of fun and changing partners. Oh my gosh, private school, there's more than one boy. Ah! But on the subject of boy, geek checking. Geek checking. Maybe I'm weird, but I don't understand the point of geek checking. Usually these individuals who geek check are the same individuals who complain that there's never anybody that they can like or have a relationship with in their fandom. It's like one of the situations I've walked into. Guy is really big into Star Wars, and he geek checked a girl. Literally turned around to me and said, "It's a shame that there's no girls who actually like Star Wars." Really? Really? A lot of the time you end up chasing out really cool people from your fandom because of that kind of asshole move. People are allowed to like things whether they understand very little or a lot about it. My knowledge of Sherlock, because that's the shirt I'm wearing right now, is extensive. I'll totally admit that. I know a lot about the TV show, and I've read about half of the actual Sir Arthur Conan Doyle stories, working my way through the rest of them currently. But I don't know as much as somebody who grew up with the stories, but I know more than people who are just getting into it. It doesn't matter, and I don't see why people get upset or why people get offended when people wear t-shirts or stuff like that. You met Jenny. Jenny is one of my friends in college, and she's huge into Wonder Woman. She has a Wonder Woman t-shirt with Wonder Woman and her lasso of truth. She got geek checked by the guy at Subway, and Jenny's like, "Nah, son. Nah, you sit down, I'm gonna tell you all about Wonder Woman." Which, it's a really dumb thing. It's like, because I'm a female, I have to prove that I have knowledge of something I'm into. Guys, for the most part, don't geek check other guys. For the most part, girls are the ones who get geek checked. It's like, because I have female parts, I suddenly can't retain as much knowledge about a fandom. Because I don't have a penis, I can't be as into it or know as much about something as a man does. What kind of logic is that? May I remind the majority of you who do geek checking, sci-fi was created by a teenage girl. Mary Shelley. Look it up. Aside from that note, my content for today's video actually is not about geek checking, it is about body image. I went working out with the roommate boyfriend and a friend of mine yesterday, and we were talking about a bunch of different stuff, and the topic of consent came up. Got me thinking. A lot of you may have heard of the campaign called Consent is Sexy. Really good campaign, and the entire idea is to put it out there. Consent is a good thing. People need to talk about consent. Enthusiastic consent, all those good things. There was also a thing that was floating around the internet for a while called Pink Loves Consent, and for a long time it was believed it was a Victoria's Secret thing. I did a little research on it. It was in fact not Victoria's Secret putting it out there, but somebody else with the same idea of sexualizing consent and making it acceptable. What does it say about our society when we have to sexualize the idea of both parties wanting to be involved in an action? I'm not saying anything against Pink Loves Consent or Consent is Sexy. They're both wonderful campaigns and movements, and people really need to get behind that, and people need to understand and help with that kind of stuff. But what does that say about how far we went and how far we've still yet to go if we have to sexualize reality to make it acceptable? And more than that, I know for Pink Loves Consent, a lot of the models that they used were not the large-chested, small-waisted, big-hipped, tiny-thigh, pixie kind of girls. They used women of multiple races, women of multiple body types, women of multiple heights to push this campaign, and I thought that was wonderful. I mean, it's really dumb that we're whitewashing our consent ad. It was a wonderful movement, but we have to make it sexy to make it acceptable. Women who aren't size 2s have to be sexualized to be accepted. Women who aren't white have to be sexualized to be accepted. Women who aren't straight have to be sexualized to be accepted. The entire idea moves on. It's just a very strange part of our world we've gotten into when reality has to be sexualized to be accepted. That's not knocking any of the movements we've come through so far. That's not knocking anything that's pushing for equal treatment, equal rights, equal representation, equal understanding. But it's depressing at the same time, because for it to be okay, we had to make it sexy and appealing and, oh, that's hot. For a culture who's so scared of sex, we tend to try to sexualize everything, and anything's okay if it is sexualized. All the very same, the actual topic I was trying to get to, other than that, is body image, and that people are starting to embrace body image, and that's a good thing. That not everyone's body are model-esque, and that we're not all size 2s with double D cups and huge waist or huge hips and tiny waists. And I think it's good that we're putting it out there that it's okay to not be, that it's okay to be a size 8, a size 10, a size 12, a size 16. I mean, a size anything, as long as you're comfortable with your own skin. And that was something I struggled with for a very long time, and okay, I still struggle with it every once in a while. But it's nice to know that at least there are attempts being made to level the playing field, to say that it's okay to be comfortable in your own skin. Like I said, we have a really long way to go, and maybe a long way to go to get to a point where we can accept things without sexualizing them, but that's still, it's a movement towards something, and I'll take that. Heavy topics today because Irene got way too thoughtful. I love you, Victoria. I will hear from you tomorrow, and I will talk to you again on Friday. Bye.